A bit of a big grand day out there.
That took a while. It took a while to get there. I was worried you weren't going to find it. I had a grand day out myself today.
I got a haircut. You want to do the haircut?
Did you go to the racist guy across the street?
No, I don't go to the racist guy. I know you love the
He's
racist
got a
guy.
good deal.
You say you love the racist
He's
guy.
got a good deal. He's got a good deal. I actually got a haircut recently, and I went to a different guy.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
It was very different from the experience at Sunnyside.
Really?
It's $55 for
Jesus
a trim.
Christ
for a trim.
almighty.
That wasn't even a full haircut.
Jesus. I go to a lady. She charges me $35. You got robbed, did you?
I got well down here. It's a whole fucking it's bullshit. They go
Tell me
there,
about it.
So he's I go into this place to get a haircut. There's like 3 people working there. One is like this German guy with a handlebar mustache, and he was like, "You want to walk in for a haircut?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want a drink? Do you want a beer while you wait? Do you want a beer while you wait?"
I'd walk out.
And I was like, "No, I'm fine." He's like, "You sure you don't want the beer? Because we actually have beer. You can have beer while you wait."
Ugh.
And I was like, "This place is gonna." Right then, I knew I was like, "I am gonna lose all my
you
money."
might as well
here.
just bend over the fucking counter now.
I bent over the fucking counter. I was about to lose every dollar I had. I wait for like 25 minutes. They're cutting like one strand of hair at a time on these guys. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm thinking these are $150 haircuts here. And then this guy takes me over, nice guy, Gaiman. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Hey, they know about hair.
They know hair.
He told me about product. I didn't even
Yeah.
know about that kind of stuff.
He gave you a gay haircut.
He gave me a gay haircut. Yeah, he made me look like you should have seen me when I walked out there. I looked like a full Gen Z. I looked like Timothy Chalamet or something. I was like a little Gen Z twink walking out of there.
Yeah.
And but he goes, "What do you usually get?" And I go, "Well, I don't really
Well,
know."
normally I go to a racist guy.
I go to a racist guy, and
we
he kind
talk
of
about
just
Chinese
He
people.
just kind of just cuts it. I guess I didn't know what to say. I was like,
Yeah.
he cuts my hair in
Yeah.
a way, and I go, "But I don't know. What do you think would look good on me?"
Yeah.
I was like, "You're gay." What do you think would look good on me?
Yeah, I'm probably your type. So.
And and he goes, "Well," he was like, "Well," he kind of like sat down. He goes, "Well, tell me about your lifestyle." And I was like, I really regret coming here.
So you don't think you're gonna go back?
Well, actually, I like the cut. I mean,
it's a nice cut.
It's
It looked
okay.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
He gave me a nice trim.
Yeah.
He cut it kind of like.
What's the lady say? What your lady?
She wants me to look like a fucking Gen Z twink, and she
Yeah.
liked it.
They
She
love it.
She likes it when I pay too much money for something.
Sure, they love to spend money. They don't. It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
And they also love to change everything about you. They fall in love. You think they fall in love with
No.
you?
Right.
And we've covered this, but
They fall in
no.
love with a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to change
A
everything
fucking
about
rough
you.
draft. She likes the skeleton.
Wow.
Yeah.
See.
So she loved it. She wants me to go spend $55 a month on a trim up.
Yeah. Well, it's easy for her to say. It's not her money.
I don't even know what a full haircut would cost there. I have
That's
no idea.
crazy. No, my lady's $35, but I always tell me you always go to a guy. I go to a lady. I've been going to a lady.
I used to go to a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always now tell me this: when you went to a lady, did you always get nervous? Every time it's like going on a first date.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you get so nervous.
Well-
like, I don't know what to talk about.
I don't know what to talk about either. Because it's when you have a man barber,
Yeah.
I'm totally fine sitting there
in
saying
silence.
not saying a fucking word.
Yeah.
And if he says, "What do you do for work?" I go, "Fuck off." Shut the fuck up and cut the hair.
Keep clipping.
Keep clipping. yeah. Keep clipping. But when it's a lady, I'm like, well, I'm doing this, but I'm pursuing a greater calling, and I don't know, and I'm trying to find my way.
Exactly.
You have to fucking start
I know.
spewing.
Exactly. And then I'm in the mirror trying to see if there's a damn ring on her finger.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like having
She's moving her fucking hands around. I can't see if it's worth putting any effort in or not.
It's like having a female therapist. The moment you get in the chair, you're going, "Are we doing this? Are we doing what I think we're doing right now?" It's great. I don't want a woman to do any kind of one-on-one service for me anyway. It's too intimate.
Yeah, it's like I'm like Mike Pence. I don't want to be in a room anywhere without my wife.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the other thing with the lady hairstyle, I used to go to a lady. Here's what I don't like. The moment, and this is, I'm probably going to be generalizing here, but every woman, barber, whatever I've ever had, they get the fucking spray bottle of water and spray my fucking hair down like I'm a fucking dumb fucking sheepdog. And then they comb it directly up like I look like a fucking Who from Whoville. And so they set me up to look like a fucking retard before they even start.
Yeah, they do.
And I go,
that.
what is the squirting with the water? What does that do? It doesn't do anything. And all they do is they keep squirting it with water.
Yeah, they do that.
And it pisses me right off. And every guy barber I've ever had, no fucking spray bottles, no
All
water.
he does is he fucking spits in his hand.
Yeah, he puts a little chalk, slaps some chalk together on his hands. Yeah. And I'm in and out of there in fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
A woman, I sit there for an hour and a half, and all they do is spray water on my hair. And then here's the other thing they do that pisses me off. I say I want 1.5 inches off. They take about 1 millimeter off. They go, is that what you're looking for? I go, no. Can you add 1 inch to that? And then they take another millimeter off, and then they fucking spritz the bottle. And so that was my little sexist tirade there, I guess.
Well, I feel like it's been a while since we went on a sexist tirade. That used to be a hallmark of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
We sort of veered away from that, but with the way things are going now, I think it's time to lean in.
I think it's time to lean in. It's what the book Lean In was all about.
Well, Joe, would you like to explain to the folks on what they're listening to?
Well, I'd love nothing more, Trent. This is the Echo Chamber podcast, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. Okay, so we're going to give everybody listening or watching a rundown of the stories that we're going to cover today.
Yes.
Do you want to go first? You want to?
I'll start us off.
Okay, kick us off, Trent.
You explained. Well, Joe, podcasters and influencers, they're gaining new standing in the White House.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, I'm sure that we'll be punching our ticket to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue very soon, Trent.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Well, we're also going to hear about Michelin star restaurants. Chefs, they don't want the star anymore.
They say, fuck off.
They say, fuck the star. It's a burden.
Wow. Jeez. They have to live up to the Michelin star.
They can't live up to the...
It's too much. They crack under pressure.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I'm just going to read the headline, and then we'll get into it. This is the headline. Bane of work life gets a bit worse.
Didn't it get worse last week?
Yeah, it gets worse just when you think it could get worse.
Every week, one of the articles is work gets worse. Work is getting worse still. Well, we're also going to hear about lovesick Brazilians seeking out sorcerers to fix their relationships.
Jesus Christ. I have no idea what that even means.
Well, we'll get into it.
Find out.
Broken relationships. They're going to witches.
Oh, these poor Brazilians. And, well, in my final story, Joe, the Oscars, they're just around the corner. March 2nd, I believe.
March 2nd. Mark your calendar.
Yeah, mark your calendar.
Who will win?
Who will win the big golden prize?
Golden. Oh, you almost said globe, didn't you? Will Chalamet get snubbed again?
Will he get snubbed again? Well, this year's race has been awfully messy.
Oh,
a lot of drama
my God.
surrounding the Oscars this year.
Now, what the fuck is the Golden Globes? Because apparently, I thought it was TV, but I watched it because...
It's both.
It's both, but I'm like, well, this isn't the Oscars. It's like a meaningless award for movies. It doesn't even... Okay, anyway, we'll get into that. Well, this is my final stories, and the final story of the podcast...
No, it's the final story. I did mine.
Yeah. So the final story of the podcast will be kind of a human interest piece, Trent.
Oh,
we got a human interest piece to close us out.
Piece.
Sort of a harrowing tale. Bit of a harrowing tale.
Oh, no.
About a retiree, an American retiree, lost at sea, drifts from bad to worse.
Jesus
so it's kind of a modern day Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. It's sort of a bit of a modern day
Odyssey. Homer's Odyssey.
That's right, from Homer.
Yes, Homer.
Who we know very little about.
We are next to nothing.
They don't even know if he wrote the Odyssey.
Well, Joe, I'll kick us off here. Headline: Podcasters and influencers gain new standing in White House. This is from the Wall Street Journal.
That's from the Wall Street Journal.
Yes. John Ashbrook, a co-host of the conservative podcast Ruthless.
What a bunch of squares.
Could you imagine you're you're talking to your friend, he's got his earpods in. You go, hey, what do you listen to? Oh, it's a podcast, Ruthless.
It's the conservative podcast, Ruthless.
Podcast, Ruthless. So
yeah, pretty much we give no fucks.
Well, they were granted a question during a White House briefing last month. He asked if the media was, quote, out of touch in its coverage of immigrant deportations. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said yes.
Okay.
Ashbrook didn't feel the need to ask a follow-up question.
So they're in the press pool now.
They're in the press pool, yes.
That's so fucking stupid.
After Leavitt's reply included a statistic on recent deportations. Quote, I looked around the room and I thought to myself, know what? We've already won, he said on a recent episode of Ruthless.
Oh, he said that on a recent episode of Ruthless.
Yeah, he said they won.
So
now they're in the... Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. Because the press, all these people that go there ask the questions, they're traditionally been reporters for like the news, right?
Yes.
So they go and they ask...
maybe from the Wall Street Journal.
Maybe perhaps from the Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
Or the likes of something similar.
Sure.
They go in there, they're in that little pool, and they go, Mr. President.
Yes.
Is it true that we'll be sending an aid package to Ukraine? He
Yeah.
goes, not anytime soon.
Yeah.
They take their soundbite, they put in, when asked about Ukraine, he said, quote, not anytime soon.
Yes.
And then they put it in an article that's printed out in the newspaper.
Yes.
Now, if I have a podcast, these guys are going in there, they're asking the same questions, and
Yes.
then they're recording their podcast the next day and going, dude, I asked him, and he said like verbatim, like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And then I was like, you know what? We've already won. And I didn't have to follow up question. I just said,
I don't
thank you, sir.
understand why they're there.
Thank you, dear leader, I said.
Thank you, dear leader. Ruthless.
Ruthless. Yes, the Ruthless podcast. But with a name like Ruthless, why would you ask follow-up questions?
Yeah, it seems direct and to the point.
Yes. Podcasts, particularly those with young male and conservative audiences, helped President Trump win the election. And what we need, Joe, and I've said this before, and I think I'm the first person to say this, but what liberals need is sort of a liberal Joe Rogan.
We need the list is growing longer. We need a liberal Joe Rogan, a liberal Kill Tony. We need a liberal Elon Musk, a liberal Donald Trump.
Yes.
The list is it's a long list.
Yeah.
At this point, they could take anybody at all.
Yeah,
Who's not Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, Chuck Schumer, one of the most uncompelling people I've ever.
And Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, Jesus Christ Almighty!
Yeah.
Now the new administration is giving their host, along with TikTok and YouTube influencers, a shot at the spotlight in the White House briefing room. Leavitt has scrapped tradition by opening the doors of the briefing room to non-traditional outlets, including social media stars and podcasters. And I'd like to throw Echo Chambers' hat into the ring.
Let's throw our hat into the ring.
During her first press briefing, she announced the creation of a, quote, new media seat. By Thursday, the White House had received 11,500 applications. Trump doesn't play by the old media rules. He speaks freely at impromptu news conferences, but also dictates tariff policy and names cabinet nominees directly on his social media platform, Truth Social, and rails against what he refers to as the fake news.
It's the most dystopian shit I've ever heard in my life.
Meanwhile, in his role as federal cost cutter, Elon Musk has called to end federal funding of NPR, and the National Transportation Safety Board opted to scrap emails in favor of posts on Musk's own X, formerly Twitter.
Cool.
For updates on a recent plane crash.
We needed to go through Twitter.
Yes,
through
so
X.
that's in the email about all the planes
Defund
falling
NPR.
out of
It needs to be tweeted out.
Any credentialed journalist can attend a briefing in the White House briefing room, which sits atop an old swimming pool. Who gives a fuck? Who fucking cares where it sits? Could give you less interest.
No wonder these fucks got kicked out of the media briefing.
49 people currently get assigned seats. Others crowd into the aisles. These new entrants delight in drawing a contrast between their breezy, for-the-people tone and what they describe as a stodgier legacy media that is more interested in provoking outrage than telling the public what they want to know. Quote, legacy control of information sharing is corrosive for a free society, said Ashbrook. To get the new media seat, Ruthless filled out a questionnaire with details like an email, contact, primary social media account, phone number, zip code, and news outlet if applicable. Aaron Parnas, who describes his politics as center left, is an independent reporter and lawyer with 2.9 million TikTok followers. Never heard of him. He posts a selfie-style video letting followers know that he put in an application. Quote, the voice of social media journalist in the press briefing room has been lacking for far too long, and it's time that changes, Parnas said. So
Did he get it?
Doesn't say. And why would they include that?
He applied.
They needed to mention that it's at a top of a swimming pool.
Yeah,
so they didn't have time to
they go, we have to cut one line to add if he got in or not. There's nothing here.
And also, look at this crazy ad right next to it for a website, John Christian. JohnChristian.com. He's selling an I Love You necklace for $590.
That's unbelievable. Check out JohnChristian.com. That's JOHN-Christian, which I won't spell out, .com.
Yes.
For a $590 necklace
that has Roman numerals
1,
4, and 3, and then I heart you. It's kind of the ugliest fucking dog shit necklace you've ever seen.
You're going to have to pay $590 on that? A complete dog shit fucking necklace.
Moron if you do that.
Well, so, yeah, to me, my takeaway from that whole article is that they're just trying to break down. They want media to be scattered and fucked up so that no one can keep their finger on the pulse of what they're doing.
Yes.
And so they go, instead of having the New York Times in here, let's have a Ruthless podcast.
Let's get Logan Paul in here.
Yeah. Let's get the Rizzler in here. Let's get the Rizzler in the press pool.
Yeah.
Is it true that Trump's got swag? Yes, that is correct. That's awesome.
Okay, no follow-up.
No follow-up. And I have 0 follow-up questions. Yeah,
I give that 3 big booms.
Well, luckily that's not an age-old sign of what every dictatorship ever has done.
Yes.
Break down the press.
Well, good thing it can't happen here. So
not in my town. Not if my podcast has something to say about it. Oh, I was with her. I was a white dude for Kamala.
I'm still persisting.
I'm still persisting myself. Well,
Kamala.
This is from the.
I can't believe we had to fucking try to attempt to learn her name for 4 months.
What a fucking.
She's fucking vanished. She signed with CAA.
What is that?
It's a talent agency.
Oh, she's gonna fucking do tap dancing. Yeah. Where were you when the oligarchy took place?
Hostile takeover of the government. She's fucking. She's practicing salsa lessons.
God,
bitch.
At least she's a fucking horrible bitch. The least compelling candidate since fucking Walter Mondale. Never said a fucking compelling thing in her life. Yeah. Trying to be locked up. Well, chefs. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Trent. Chefs say no thanks to Michelin star rating. Now that seems like a unlikely turn of events. For all we've known, the Michelin star is the highest honor.
Yes.
Every chef, I thought they'd suck a guy's cock off to get a Michelin star.
Yeah.
Now, we live down the street from a Michelin star restaurant.
Yes.
The Cardamom.
One of the, fantastic restaurant.
A little hole in the wall. Shout out to Cardamom in Sunnyside.
Delicious Indian food.
Maybe the best Indian food I've ever had in my life.
Same here, my friend.
They had one Michelin star, and I wonder if the pressure got to them.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been there in a while.
Well, see, Trent, last fall, the restaurant Giglio in Lucca, Italy. Giglio. I'm fucking retarded. In Lucca, Italy, made a surprising request to have its Michelin star removed from the 2025 guide.
I take it.
Take it away. Just get rid of it. Try me fucking up the wall. The Tuscan Eatery.
Bane of my fucking existence.
Bane of my fucking existence. The Tuscan Eatery had been awarded the star in 2019 for its traditional Italian food with a modern flair, such as potatoes.
Yeah, I don't need a modern flair.
I don't need a modern flair, and I'm not even going to list the things that they serve. But then came new clientele with heightened expectations. The owners, who desired a more relaxed environment, had come to think of the award as a burden.
Yes.
For more than a century, the Michelin Guide has functioned as a culinary lodestar for chefs the world over.
Yeah.
Now, some chefs have said the prestigious award can become a gilded cage.
Oh, yes. It's like fame.
Yeah, it is like fame.
Take it from me. It's like fame.
Ask one Bob Dylan. It's like he was given a Michelin star of his own.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's become a burden. Quote: in some respects, a star can be a little stifling, said Scott. Insert Japanese last name I can't pronounce. The chef and owner of Ethel's Fancy in Palo Alto, California. Palo Alto, who trained under Michelin star chefs before opening his own restaurant. He said the possibility of a Michelin inspector walking through the door at any moment could be unnerving. Quote: you don't know that. You don't have that. Fuck! You can walk at any moment. You don't have that necessary freedom or joy to make discoveries and to make mistakes because you're simply worried about losing that star, trying to achieve the first star.
God forbid you try to achieve perfection.
Yeah. Oh,
so I would really like to just phone this in. It's sort of a job I thought I could phone in.
I kind of want the freedom to make mistakes with food that I'm serving to people. I just want the freedom to make mistakes in your meal.
Yeah, for a fucking $150 meal.
Hey.
I'd like to fuck up every now and then.
Yeah. If one of my guests can't get a fucking tapeworm that they can't get rid of, then what's the point?
I'm sorry, it's just too much pressure.
Well, a storm could also harm a restaurant's income, said Simon Olsen, who runs the popular brasserie Mondergade in Copenhagen, which is a mouthful, which is listed without stars in the 2024 Denmark Guide. He said that many workers expensing meals to their employers would avoid restaurants that appear too extravagant. Some corporate types probably eat here 3 times a week, he said. Quote, if we got the star and they were not allowed to come, they're not going to spend their private money because they prefer eating here.
Oh, wow.
So it looks too fancy, so they don't want to go there anymore. Being recognized is a free recommendation for restaurants that are outside the major cities or don't have the resources to advertise, said Gwendol. God, these names are fucking killing me. Pulinik, the Michelin Guide's international director. Quote, the Michelin Guide is a real blessing, he said. We put a spotlight on talent. Well, of course he would say that. he said restaurants don't get to opt out of being recognized by Michelin.
Won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, they just throw this fucking. They crown. The heavy is the head that wears the crown, Trent, and they don't. You get no say. Yeah, I own a restaurant. They can fucking star my ass up, and I'm fucked. And then I got people from the fucking.
Rich people don't want to go there because they can't charge it to their company account.
I get reporters going, there's a crack in the ceiling. Some Michelin star restaurant this is. And then the Michelin Guide comes in there and goes, we're going to and then if you get taken away, then you're double fucked. Yeah, now you're a Michelin star restaurant that lost the Michelin star.
Right. Yeah.
What went wrong?
Service went downhill, they say.
They went downhill, they say. Well, he says restaurants don't get to opt out of being recognized by Michelin, despite efforts from places such as Giglio, the Italian eatery, Giglio. Giglio,
I think. That's how I would say it.
Giglio.
Take it from me, an Italian man.
Italian eatery whose clientele changed after their award. Quote, often they don't come for us, but the star.
A star.
We felt
it's like fucking Mario Party.
Yeah, we felt a little depersonalized.
Oh, no.
Although the Michelin Guide says it only factors such qualities of such as cooking and the mastery of the technique, as well, all they consider. Some restaurant owners, including Olsen, feel that they would need to maintain perfection at every level at exchange for a star, down to the ply of toilet paper in the bathroom. So they go, well, yeah, you judge it on the cooking and the taste, but these fucks come in here and
they got fucking Scott,
the 5-star hotel,
right? You know? So they got fucking Scott toilet paper,
fucking brown recycled 1-ply toilet paper.
Fucking sucks cock.
Eating their delicious food and
the Michelin people, where do they get off? They stick to tires. Stick to what you know.
Where do they get off? Who do they think they are? bequeathing this tremendous pressure onto these restaurants, taking it away, upending people's lives.
Yeah, they could ruin.
Fucking French tire company.
They come in, they go, I could ruin you.
Looks like your tires haven't been changed in a while.
Looks like somebody needs rotation. Well, Joe, speaking of things getting worse, work life. It's worse.
Okay. Good to know.
This is from the Wall Street Journal. More outlandish phishing test anger employees.
Oh, the phishing tests. Yes. What is the word? I don't even know what phishing means. It means you're trying to get bamboozled, right?
I guess so. It's pH fish. Yes.
Phishing. Yeah.
All
that had
it,
something to
all
do
it
with
reminds me of is that
jam
damn
band.
fucking damn dirty jam band.
That damn dirty hippie jam
Hippie
band.
jam band.
Yeah.
That makes me want to fucking.
I lost my friend Max to them. He's never been the same since.
Makes me want to fucking stab a meat thermometer through my ears. But, it was a Sunday morning in August, about a month before the start of classes, when Alicia Riley got an email about an Ebola outbreak at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Oh my God, thought Riley, a sociologist who studies infectious diseases. She texted a friend, a former epidemic intelligence officer, to see if they'd heard anything. Then she clicked on the link. That's when she learned that Ebola wasn't the problem. She was.
I've been trying to tell her this. So she's a fucking sociology major and she falls for this kind of social engineering? Shouldn't she be immune to this? She's the only one with the proper background.
You think so? But
oh my God, I fell for it.
The email was a phishing test. A ruse.
When she's a rube. Fucking
Created by the university's information technology department to teach gullible workers about the dangers lurking in emails.
So what?
If I never got another email a day in my life, I'd be the happiest man in the world.
I don't need to see another email. I don't need to see another tweet.
No, God forbid. I might just fucking gouge my eyes out.
I'm gonna take a fucking sledgehammer to my cell phone after this. I'm gonna fucking shoot a bullet through my phone.
The tests have become a standard part of work life as companies, universities, and health systems strive to protect themselves from ransomware.
I think it's all bullshit. I think these IT departments know that they could be fired at any moment, and so they roll out this bullshit phishing test stuff.
Well, we're gonna get into that.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So they're protecting them. They claim to be protecting themselves from ransomware.
Doesn't that sound made up?
Yeah, whatever.
It might be ransomware.
It sounds like
software for ransoming.
Sounds like ransomware to me. Yeah.
I want to click on that, Becca. It might be ransomware.
Fucking guy comes in with a fucking polo and a fucking ponytail. He comes in and that's definitely ransomware. So you are fucked. You just fucked the whole company.
The whole company's brought to its fucking knees.
Kiss your fucking job goodbye. Start packing your bags.
My brother's company got fucking ransomware or something one time. They got scammed and they had to shut it. They had to shut the whole thing fucking down for a month. He sat there twiddling his thumbs for a month.
Oh my God. What does he work for? Ticketmaster? So they protect them from ransomware and other forms of online attacks. Phishing, where hackers send deceptive emails in an attempt to steal sensitive information, was the first step in about 14% of cyber attacks in 2024, according to analysis of data breaches done by Verizon. And I'm sure they know all about data breaches.
They fucking commit one every 5 minutes.
Can you hear me now? Fuck you. But the drills are making workplaces extra testy. IT departments are crafting increasingly sensational ruses in what they say is a necessary response to increasingly sophisticated scams. Employees say they sow chaos, confusion, and shame. Safety is one thing. Tricking a worker into thinking there's a lost puppy in the parking lot is just cruel.
Yeah, why do they do this? Why do they set up these?
They're evil losers. They got bullied in high school and they're taking it out on the guy that makes more money than them.
Oh, we're gonna send out one tomorrow. Let's see who fucking falls for this one, and then we'll shame them.
Quote, "There's just something that makes your blood boil about them," Riley said. On Reddit, stories abound of employees panicking or becoming enraged after phishing tests, and of of IT workers gloating over ingenious ruses.
What a bunch of fucking dorks, dude.
Asshole.
Can you believe these people are being
Fucking
paid for
asshole.
this to
Evil
come up with
assholes.
schemes?
They're evil fucking nerd assholes. They should have been shoved in a locker.
They were.
Now they're taking it out on us. Quote, I'm probably the most... they're taking it out on us. Just a man like myself who's worried about a lost dog in the parking lot. That some random email sent me about, and I'm freaking out. There's a lost dog. I got to do something about it.
There goes a lost dog. You click on the link, and then the siren goes off, and they come out and de-pants you in front of the whole company. I'm going to throw tomatoes at you.
Some fucking guy comes back and shoots you.
So Trent isn't actually putting the company at risk. So know that about Trent.
Yeah.
He puts the company at risk.
Yeah, so never take anyone at their word.
That's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story. Quote, I'm probably the most hated person at the company right now. Happy
He
Wednesday.
said smugly.
Wrote one Reddit poster.
Oh, fucking cocksucker.
Cunt. He said he'd pushed employees into, quote, full panic mode with an email telling workers their passwords had been changed. Awesome. This is how he gets his fucking rocks off.
That's a fucking sick fuck.
Sicko. Another user discussed a text that mimicked an open enrollment benefits leak. It was not well received. Lots of clicks, though, the poster wrote. Dang, that's dirty, another replied. I love it. They're sick freaks. Matt Linton once made a NASA staffer cry with a phishing test that promised employees a chance to win a trip to Kennedy Space Center to view the final launch of the space shuttle. Now everyone hates me, Linton thought.
Good.
That led to an epiphany for the cybersecurity specialist. Phishing education is good, said Linton. Now subject to the test himself as a security engineering manager at Google, asshole.
Bullshit job.
Tricking people to falling for a fish so you can
Christ.
lecture them that they failed. That's the part that is terrible. Phishing tests have been around almost as long as scammers have been cluttering our email inboxes with free prizes, I love you letters, and money-making schemes from Nigerian princes. The companies that sell these testing services say they work, if done right, by offering valuable user training and giving IT departments a way to gauge how susceptible a company is to hacks. But a growing body of academic research suggests that the tests don't work.
Yeah.
Don't
work at all.
A 2021 study of 14,000 corporate workers by researchers at ETH Zurich University found that phishing tests combined with voluntary training made employees more susceptible to phishing, possibly by giving trainees a false sense of security. So it's sort of all for naught. It's all bullshit.
I also like that there's countless hours of academic research done on this. Well, that's also a waste of time. Whole thing's a waste of time. The activity itself and the research behind it.
Yeah.
They just fucking throw it all out the window.
I mean, all these people, ransomware or not, they all have our data. Who gives a fuck?
They're going to fuck us all into the fucking ground. Elon Musk's going to be leading the fucking brigade. Well,
Bend over and eat shit.
They're not the only people getting bamboozled.
It's his new motto.
Yeah, it's the new model. Bend over and eat shit. They said to the world.
Yeah, e pluribus. He's going to replace e pluribus unum.
Whatever Latin is for bend over and eat shit. Gonna be on the top of every $1 bill. Well, those aren't the only rubes in this world. You see Brazilians, Trent.
Oh, beautiful Brazilian.
Beautiful
yes.
Brazilians, but beautiful and spicy as they may be, sometimes they catch feelings.
Yes, well, they're passionate people.
They're passionate people, and sometimes when you catch feelings, you get lovesick. You get heartbroken, Trent. And then what do? Well, if you're in Brazil, you might seek out a sorcerer to fix your relationship. Some bemoan spells that work too well, as clingy partners make life hell on earth.
God. Hell on earth.
This is actually quite fascinating. Sao Paulo,
Brazil.
A broken heart takes time to heal. They say tragedy plus time equals comedy. We'll see if that's the case here, Trent. In Brazil, you'll also need the feet of a dead chicken, some red ribbon, honey, and a pot of glue. Lovesick Brazilians are turning to magic to get their partners back as the country grapples with one of the world's fastest rising divorce rates.
Wow.
Yeah. Witches, thought to have magic powers, guide the heartbroken through rituals such as wrapping frogs in underwear or dipping a chicken's feet in honey. They say it will keep a spouse from cheating or bring back one who left. Some
Yeah, I should look
customers.
into that.
Yeah. God, if I could get her back.
God damn.
Some
Oh, I need to find a damn frog in New York City.
Yeah. A frog and shoot it in the head and cover it in honey. That'll get her back.
Wrap it up in my underwear.
I'll send her a video of it. You'll be coming back.
Count your fucking days.
You'll be back.
Count your days.
I did the drill.
What are you going to say? You make me the happiest man in the world.
Some customers say the spells have backfired, making their spouses unbearably
Oh, they
clingy.
probably didn't do it right. Oh, they worked so good.
They worked so good that the spouse doesn't go away.
Oh, wow.
Quote,
Another nightmare.
Yeah, quote, my life became hell on earth, said Josephina,
Join the club.
who declined to give her surname for fear of angering the spirits.
Oh, God.
Concerned her
The
husband.
spirit's reading the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fucking damn ghost sitting up in the attic.
Oh, that's who it is.
Josephina, fucking bitch. Last good nice thing I do for her. Got her damn man back.
Well, see, Josephina Trent was concerned that her husband was cheating on her.
Ah,
And so
that's all I think about. And anytime I'm in a relationship, I'm concerned that they're cheating. That's all I can
Immediately.
think about.
Yeah, after the second date.
She didn't text me back for 5
And I
minutes.
go,
so
who's
she's
that?
with
Who are
another man.
you texting? who the fuck? Look me in the eye. Who the fuck is it? Where are you going tonight?
Do I need to get the chicken foot?
share your location, or I'll be chopping off some chicken feet. Well, the 67-year-old housewife from Sao Paulo asked a woman who, like,
man, 67. You'd think.
yeah, just let it go. Just let it go.
God.
She asked.
It seems like a young lady's problem.
Well, it's 75% women. They
Yeah.
say that are asking for this.
Oh, it's 75% women that believe in witchcraft.
Can you believe it? Well, it's funnier still that the 25% of men, they go to the witches for like gambling help. It's not to get the love of their life. It's to make more money or something. Well, anyway, her spell backfired. So she got him back, and then he wouldn't leave me alone. It drove me crazy. She spent another $50 on the witch to undo the spell. Once home to one of the world's largest slave populations, Brazil is steeped in religions with African roots that rely on magic to invoke spirits.
Voodoo.
Doesn't this just sound like they're just kind of like assuming that?
Yeah.
It's kind of
They
racist.
fucking
Yeah. It sounds kind of racist.
You know those people.
It sounds like kind of a reduction, maybe.
Yeah.
Led by respected practitioners, they combine African beliefs with Catholic traditions inherited from the country's Portuguese colonizers. Of course, it's their fault. But a new generation of
colonizers,
self-proclaimed witches has emerged in recent years, drawing on these religions to make a fast buck. Most spells fall under the category of love binding, which promises to make any chosen target smitten and loyal for life.
Yes.
But videos also include step-by-step guides to casting deadly curses on enemies by stuffing raw beef liver into a miniature coffin and dousing it with rum. What do you do with this after you make this thing? It's like a disgusting liability. Fucking chicken feet covered in honey and a fucking pack of beef in a coffin.
Yeah.
Dipped in rum. It's gonna attract flies. It sounds like a fucking
The ash of a miniature coffin. Yeah. You clean when you put that. Suck that
I'll
up.
just shove beef and rum onto it.
it.
So this place will be infested by fucking mosquitoes. No wonder there's mosquitoes everywhere. Well,
So it's good. It's like these people they clearly never watched the Fairly Odd Parents, Joe.
yeah,
Because do you remember there's an episode with Timmy Turner.
Timmy Turner, friend of the show.
Welcome anytime.
Welcome anytime, and Wanda and Cosmo.
On Cosmo, there's an episode where Timmy Turner meets Norm the Genie, voiced by Norm Macdonald.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and he was in love with I forget her name, Trixie Turnblad or something like that.
I'll tell you what, you remember a lot more details than I do.
And he but do you remember that he was in love with one of his girls that he went to school with?
I would believe
madly
it.
in love, unrequited love.
Unrequited love, unbridled.
Yes, and so he meets Norm the Genie and he makes a wish. I wish Trixie Turnblad would like me, and all of a sudden, all of these Trixie Turnblads turn up. Norm goes, "Yeah, you didn't
Specify which one.
Which Trixie Turnblad?"
Sounds like an
So
idea
these
that Norm
Brazilians-
came up with. Well, then every girl named Trixie Turnblad in the whole world shows up. It sounded like they let him write the idea. By the way, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes.
about 5-6 years ago. I was looking at old cartoons, and I decided to put on an episode because I remembered really liking it when I was a kid, and I thought maybe it was a well-written show or something like that. Absolutely unwatchable as an adult.
Yeah.
Not because of the writing, the voices.
Oh.
The voices are... It's literally... It's like... It's like so shrill.
Yes.
It will make your ears bleed.
I just can't stand to listen to anything shrill.
So yeah. Anyway, they're spending all their money on. That's really all you need to know about this.
And it's backfiring. It works too well. This
It
witchcraft.
works too well.
These witches are
and
too good.
They're spending all their money on witches.
Wow. Well, speaking of evil witches, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Drama engulfs this year's messy Oscars race.
Oh yeah, what's going on with that?
Well, and this is how the article starts. And the Oscar goes to the least offensive film.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sounds about right.
Controversies, gripes, and debates about movie making are engulfing this year's Academy Awards race, threatening some of the most promising contenders. Among them, Emilia Perez, the Netflix Spanish-language movie musical about a transgender drug lord, spoke to Hollywood's ideals of tolerance. Then old tweets by star Carla Sofia Gasson, the first openly trans person to receive a Best Actress nomination, emerged, in which she called Islam a deep disgust of humanity. referred to George Floyd as a drug addict swindler.
This is a trans person?
And supported banning religions that go directly against European values.
That's crazy because I thought all trans people had a great, perfect moral compasses. I thought they're all the greatest people on earth. It's crazy that there would be a morally compromised trans person.
Well, yeah, it's crazy that they're maybe the two most famous trans people, this lady and Caitlyn Jenner, sort of.
Well, this is the lady. This is the one that did the Bud Light commercial that everyone got mad at.
No. I believe that was
It's RuPaul, maybe, perhaps.
RuPaul. Now
drag. RuPaul's not trans.
RuPaul's
drag.
she's they're a drag queen. I don't know.
Different. I don't. And if you say the wrong thing by a millimeter, you are fucked forever.
Yeah, well, you'll be taken out back and shot.
Just tread lightly.
But anyway, we don't have time to get into who's trans and who's not. But this lady, she seems to be out there, a bit out there.
a bit out there, as my dad might say.
Well, and then The Brutalist. Did you see The Brutalist?
No. No,
it's great. I love it.
I've heard it's quite filmically robust.
I thought
the filmic qualities of it.
It's my favorite movie, I think, of the year, of the past year.
Really? Now, did you see Anora?
Anora's number 2.
Anora's number 2. I have to.
Well, The Brutalist.
The Brutalist.
A 3.5-hour film about a Hungarian Jewish architect who flees to the U.S. was hailed as an Oscar comeback for Best Actor nominee Adrian Brody. Friend of the show, welcome anytime. But after an interview with the movie's editor, revealed that artificial intelligence was used to perfect pieces of his Hungarian dialogue in the film.
Oh my
God! Praised for authenticity.
Who gives a
Suddenly
fuck?
Didn't seem to some observers 100% authentic.
Wait, so Adrian Brody used AI to make his voice more Hungarian?
Well, I hate it. I'm anti AI.
Yeah. I know you. You don't touch the stuff.
I don't touch. Never have. Never will.
Trent doesn't touch the stuff.
Never have. Never will. I'll jump off the fucking Brooklyn Bridge before they make me use AI. But there's like a 5-minute scene, I guess, where Adrian Brody reads a letter in Hungarian, and they used AI to make that a little better.
It would take him the rest of his life to fucking.
Yeah. So
who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's
sort
of a non-story for me. I call it a nothing burger. But anyway, I'm Still Here, which is another great film. When it was revealed that Best Actress nominee Fernanda Torres appeared in a TV skit in blackface nearly 2 decades ago.
Okay, well, yeah.
2 decades ago is a different time.
2005.
It was a different time.
That's a different time.
Nora, Best Actress nominee Mikey Madison. What a beautiful lady she is. Chose not to use an intimacy coordinator for her portrayal of a sex worker, prompting pushback from some who have spent years trying to normalize that behind-the-scenes role.
Who gives a fuck?
They're just trying to get themselves a job.
Yeah, wait, but if you say, no, I don't need an intimacy coordinator, what are you going to get? You're going to get blacklisted from the
So they're trying to make this a story, but the only really crazy one is the Amelia Perez lady.
Yeah,
The others
that's
are
why.
kinda
The other
like,
ones
who
are
gives
kind
a
of like
fuck?
whatever.
Nobody
The
else.
blackface isn't great. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. But I mean, 2005. I mean,
It was at 5. I mean, I fucking woke up in blackface every day, every year.
I have to hide my photo albums.
My family would sit down at dinner and
family
fucking
photo albums.
we'd have fucking blackface on every night for dinner. My dad would drop me off at school in blackface. Wow, my teachers had blackface. Football coach.
Everybody was doing it. Everybody was having a blackface. So, but no, not everybody was calling George Floyd a filthy, dirty drug addict.
That's why.
That was just one. I mean, I'm sure not just one person, but one famous trans actress. This year's Academy Awards on March 2nd were supposed to shine a festive light on a besieged Hollywood. Instead, the run-up has reflected the industry's existential angst, sparking debate over issues including separating art from the artist, determining the role of AI in film, and
why don't they do that?
navigating the sexual politics that emerged after #MeToo.
Fucking, they don't need this. They don't have to navigate any of that.
No, they
They
don't.
just have to watch a movie and decide which one they think is
Right.
best. And even that's a fucking stupid waste of time because it shouldn't be
Yeah.
a contest anyway.
Right.
I think they all win,
Everybody worked hard on these pictures, and I support all of them.
especially AI. Someone could have worked a little harder on the Hungarian, but well, our last article for today's podcast, a bit of a human interest piece. Kind of a harrowing tale, bit of an odyssey, bit of a modern day odyssey, bit of a harrowing
like
tale.
Homer.
Like Homer.
Soon to be Christopher Nolan's next feature film.
Yeah, the
Perhaps an Oscar contender.
Odysseus is played by Matt Damon. Who conjures up images of ancient Greek heroics, epic
None more
heroics.
so than Matt Damon.
Who could play the face of the first ever epic? How about Matt Damon? Well, an American retiree lost at sea drifts from bad to worse. Eric Arthur was living large aboard a catamaran when his fortune sank. You see, talk about living the dream. Eric Arthur was 62 years old, retired, financially secure, and for the past 4 years sailing carefree around the Mediterranean in his catamaran.
I always hear people say catamaran. I always pretend like I know what that means.
I don't know what it is. I thought it was like a sort of a portico for a while. But apparently it's a boat. In December, the lifelong sailor who grew up in Los Angeles embarked on what became his greatest adventure. It began with a crossing of the Atlantic.
Oh, yeah. So every boy's dream.
Every boy's dream to cross the great big blue. The great big blue, they call it. Cross the big one. He had bought his 48-foot catamaran in Greece and gave it his own nickname, the Tambo.
Every sentence is
No, just wait for
funnier
this.
and
Just wait for
funnier.
this. Tambo, which is a mashup of the 1980s movie characters Terminator and Rambo. So his catamaran is named after the Terminator and Rambo, hence Tambo the catamaran.
He loved them both so much, he just can't choose.
So this guy retired. By the way, the job he retired from is he had a condom business. So
This guy rules.
he rocks, dude.
Yeah.
He sold his condom business and fucking crossed the Atlantic in his catamaran named Tambo.
Tambo. Terminator and Rambo.
And then things went south.
Fuck.
Literally, he sailed south. Arthur, described by friends as an affable thrill seeker,
Yeah.
completed his transatlantic voyage, the only kind of trans I like, celebrated. Just getting around. Just getting around.
Just relax.
Just everybody take a breather.
Take it easy.
And celebrated this holiday in Barbados. Then he set off for the balmy weather and stunning beaches of Venezuela. So he sailed from the Mediterranean basically to he's on the beaches of Venezuela.
Yeah.
In his mind, maybe an appealing place to settle down. Venezuela's Coast Guard then stopped Arthur in Venezuelan waters, and 12 officers boarded his vessel with drug-sniffing dogs, he says.
Yes, Venezuela, a place to settle down.
Place to settle down.
Even though all their residents seem to be fleeing it.
Fleeing it as fast as they can.
In droves.
It's not as though Nicolas Maduro has fraudulently reelected himself and is installing himself.
I'd like to settle down here.
Yeah. So later in the day, they told him to turn back, rejecting his pleas to rest for the night. Exhausted, Arthur later fell asleep at the wheel. About 11
This catamaran?
of his catamaran.
God damn.
At 11:30 p.m. on January 6th, the vessel slammed into rocks and sank within minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Arthur boarded a life raft with a radio, fresh water, and a laptop, cast adrift in the vastness far from land.
Jesus.
He huddled under the raft's orange tarp and radioed SOS messages every hour. After 3 days, Arthur was rescued by fishermen who picked up his distress calls. The men brought him to a Venezuelan military base on the remote island.
They're like, oh, this fucking guy again. We told him to turn back.
Well,
He fucked up.
I bet he wishes they took him anywhere else.
Yeah.
Naval officers lent him a mattress for his first night's sleep. The next morning, officers filmed Arthur having breakfast and walking around. Later,
Never good when you
never
get
good when
filmed.
you're getting filmed having breakfast. They asked him to read a statement to the camera thanking Maduro for rescuing him. Arthur refused. They, quote, "They want me to do propaganda. They want me to say how great the president was."
Jesus Christ.
He said. So then they took him.
This is what they're doing to Eric Adams right now.
Yeah. It's fucking, put a gun to his head. Arthur then shared a room with an officer who kept a close watch on him. Military officials told Arthur he would be freed, that he could buy a plane ticket to Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
The offer didn't stand. He was instead moved to a prison in Caracas. Excuse me, where other foreigners, including Americans, were held. On arrival, guards took away his laptop, phone, and watch, cutting him off from the outside world.
Fuck. My 3 prized possessions.
Inside the prison, Arthur said he was forced to sit in a chair for 14 hours a day. He wasn't permitted to talk, stand, or get much sleep. Lights were always on, and a radio blasted loud music 24 hours a day.
Does it say what?
Hip-hop, Latin, pop, and grunge.
That's kind of sort of a good
not
mix.
bad. It's not bad.
So he has to sit in a chair in a day and he can't talk to him? It sounds like my dream.
Listening to hip-hop, Latin, pop, and grunge. Guards pushed him around when they ushered him from room to room, aggravating Arthur's chronic blood pressure and back trouble. Air conditioning and cold showers made him ill, dizzy, weak, and shivering. He was given intravenous fluids. The food, mostly bread, kept him constipated for days. Again and again, guards interrogated Arthur about the condom and lubricant manufacturing business he had sold before retiring, seeming to try to catch him in a lie. They accused him of being a spy. They were just trying to, quote, "They were just trying to wear you down so that when they interviewed you, you'd agree to whatever they're saying," he said. Well, on January 31st, White House Special Envoy Richard Grenell was sent to Caracas. Critics of Trump's outreach said the U.S. envoy's visit conferred a sense of legitimacy to a leader accused of stealing last year's election. Maduro has denied any wrongdoing.
Yes.
Grinnell's trip...
And I take him at his word.
I take him at his word, too. He won by 70%, something that hasn't happened since Roosevelt in 1932. Who are we to question? Grinnell's trip signaled that Washington was open to easing up on a years-long pressure campaign against Maduro regime. The U.S. asked Venezuela to accept flights ferrying deportees as well as free some Americans who'd been locked up in recent months. Many of the American men imprisoned in Venezuela had come to meet partners or women they knew from dating sites. They were charged with terrorism, espionage, or plotting to assassinate Maduro.
Oh, my God.
Imagine you meet a fucking girl in eHarmony and says, "Come see me in Venezuela," and they charge you for trying to assassinate the president. Make you listen to Latin pop for 24 hours a day. And sit in a fucking chair and don't say a fucking word.
Jesus Christ. You meet just moved to Jackson Heights.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a normal date for you, really.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, this is your life story here. Venezuela agreed to accept deportees from the U.S. and to turn over 6 more than a dozen Americans they held. Maduro regime hadn't publicly acknowledged the detention of Arthur, who wasn't yet charged with the crime or given access to a lawyer. They left him out of any deal. Then his luck turned. At the last minute, 2 of the prisoners Venezuela had selected for release refused to leave their cells, thinking the guards were replaying a cruel trick they had pulled before,
Jeez.
lying about a surprise release. So apparently before they pulled him out of bed and fucking walked him out fucking naked and then fucking threw a pie in their face.
Jesus Christ.
So they didn't go.
Brutal, yeah.
But this time it was real.
This time it was real.
And so they shrugged and then they just grabbed the next two guys and one was Arthur.
Oh, wow.
So those two people fucking got fucked.
They got fucked.
They're still there.
They got fucked.
Because they didn't want to get humiliated.
Fool
again.
me once.
So then they grabbed Arthur and another American and they pulled them from their cells. They were ordered to record a video saying the guards had treated them well and had promised that he wouldn't sue the regime. He was handcuffed, blindfolded, and driven in a car to what looked like an abandoned airfield.
Jesus.
Quote, I thought they were going to kill me, Arthur said.
Man.
Grinnell meted him on the runway. Arthur hugged him and thanked God before they boarded the U.S. Air Force jet with the other freed Americans and took off for Joint Base Andrews in Maryland.
Jesus.
Arthur said he was in shock and his body hurt, yet he still tried to enjoy the onboard meal of chicken cordon bleu and, and mashed potatoes.
Cordon bleu.
Chicken cordon bleu and mashed potatoes. After arriving in the U.S., the 6 men were dropped off at the Marriott Hotel in Arlington, Virginia. They signed an IOU pledging to reimburse the U.S. for the rooms.
What?
Isn't that interesting? They had to pay back the rooms from the and they had to sign an official IOU.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is bizarre. They all left home the following day. Quote, I'm still trying to figure out if this whole thing was real, Arthur said.
It sounds like a damn scene out of Rambo.
More like Tambo, my friend. Scene out of Tambo. Yeah, it would be like a fever dream.
Yeah.
One moment from crossing the Atlantic in your catamaran.
Every boy's dream.
Into getting
to cross the Atlantic on your catamaran.
Every boy's dream.
Yeah.
To get locked up in a chair.
Named after the two best Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies.
Yeah. And then suddenly you're in a chair, you're listening to Shakira.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Your dream quickly becomes a god-awful nightmare.
God-awful nightmare. It's the opposite of a dream.
Yeah. The exact opposite of a dream. A
The
nightmare.
exact opposite. Noises just screw with me now, Arthur said. I'm scared of being pulled over by a cop. I may start crying. He's traumatized.
Join the club.
He's got PTSD. Yeah.
Everybody's
Well, now
scared.
you know the experience of the American black man. So, yeah, Arthur, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to their
Not
world.
so nice, is it? You're living high on the horse with your fucking little,
catamaran
your
across the
little
Atlantic.
condom company. Never had any issues in your life.
Well, now, it raises the question, do you think that this is God's way of punishing Arthur
Yes.
for all of the lives he's stopped from being born?
Might be.
From prophylactics.
Yeah.
Well, with the prophylactics.
Yeah, that's why with the prophylactics. Yes.
Well, he doesn't know what he's going to do next. His 87-year-old father is urging him to come move with him with Los Angeles. So I'd be like, yeah, thanks, but no
I'm
thanks.
all right.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Fucking move in with a 90-year-old man.
His dad, he just needs somebody to take care of him.
Arthur says, I don't know if I ever want to leave the country again. I'm 62. I do not like looking at the abyss. It's kind of a cryptic last
Jesus
out
Christ.
there. So
Oh man, we look at the fucking abyss every episode of this podcast.
Yeah,
We
no.
stare into the abyss.
if you read the Wall Street Journal, you stare right into the fucking abyss.
Jesus Christ.
Tell you that right now. Well,
That about wraps it up.
that
for
about
this
wraps it up, Trent.
episode of Echo Chamber with Joe and Trent.
Thank you for watching or listening. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, leave a review.
All that shit.
All of the bullshit. As always, this is Joe signing out.
And this is Trent signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.